Hi, today we're going to talk about chatbots and conversational AI. Historically, bots were categorized into three different types based on Gartner's 2017 categorization. They were virtual personal assistants, virtual customer assistants, and virtual employee assistants. Virtual personal assistants are things like Siri and Alexa, where you can really ask them something and they broker it to a third-party tool. Then virtual customer assistants were more focused on things like documentation, answering documentation sites, or answering on behalf of a company a question or an inquiry a user had. And usually they relied on frequently asked questions and questions that have been asked previously to the agents. And then we have virtual employee assistants, which are exactly the same, but for employees. Now, with ChatGPT, this whole experience changed because adoption of especially VCAs and VEAs was very minimal because the agents were usually glorified search really. They did the same exact thing that search did and answered in not really a very good conversation. But we've seen with ChatGPT and the sheer number of users that are using ChatGPT on a daily basis that people do like chat. People do like to have that interaction that is more conversational, like we do with each other, with the bots as well. And we've seen as well how Bing has increased its usage dramatically by just adding that chat experience. And now they're actually being used as an experience, just like Google search has historically been used. So before we jump into what or how chatbots will change the way we experience the web, I want to talk about the bot maturity first. So bots in general have been categorized into three different stages of maturity. The first one is informational bots. And these are things like we've talked about VCAs and VEAs, where you're asking a question to the bot and it's answering. The only difference here is it's supposed to be able to understand language, natural language, and provide the answer to the question in a meaningful way rather than here is the answer, check this website, which what search does. Conversational bots are able to summarize that content and get exactly what the user is asking for and answer it as would a human being. And there are two types, basic and conversational. Basic is really one that cannot do that, where it can just summarize the text and answer it. Conversational can understand the context and the history of your conversation with it and answer based on that. So it gives that more of a conversational experience where, for instance, instead of just saying, let's say I want to ask about specific shoes, for example, to an e-commerce shop, I may ask about the shoes and then follow up by saying what would be available in this particular size. It should understand that I'm referring to the shoes that I previously asked about. And that's what conversational bots do better than what we call basic bots. The second type is personalized, which presents user-specific responses by connecting to enterprise systems. So it's able to understand information about the user, let's say from their customer data platform or from the CRM system or other systems within the enterprise to bring this more personalized experience to the user rather than just answering generic answers. And these can be things based on location, for instance, based on the information I previously know about that person or based on login information. And finally, transactional. These are probably the most advanced types, and you can think of these are bots that can guide users through a series of steps to complete an actual task. And let's see examples of each of these. So first, content discovery. And I'm going to talk about content discovery as a new means of interacting with chatbots. So historically, there has always been that search box at the top. What in any documentation site, for instance, what if that search docs can become search and chat, where you can chat with the documentation site? So not only does it give you a specific page to read, it can give you exactly the answer you're looking for and even sample, let's say if it's documentation around a development guide, it can show you how to develop that piece by showing you sample code. And this can be used also in customer service and support. We've seen that a lot of people have that concept of a chat button here. And this is something we can utilize not only to just answer users' questions and utilize the power of GPT to personalize or to provide that summary in a meaningful way. But also you can start augmenting this experience with upsell opportunities like, did you know XYZ about us? And hence bring it more to the user's attention to know more about the company or to upsell different products. The other thing is we can be where the customers are. So we've talked about the sheer amount of users that are using ChatGPT. With ChatGPT plugins, you can start integrating your own widget into ChatGPT so that when users are asking within ChatGPT, it can use your plugin to answer them. And we're going to see examples of these as well. So let's get started with some demos. So I want to start off with an informational bot. And as we said, this example is actually for General Mills as a sample customer, where we can say, hi, what would you like to chat about? And the user answers, I want to learn more about Cheerios. It tells you information about Cheerios from their site, so it's contextually relevant information, but also it tells you, did you know we're recognized by Fortune as one of America's most innovative companies, and a call to action, be part of our team. Or Pillsbury products are part of General Mills family. Learn about great recipes with Cheerios and Pillsbury. So again, you're upselling your products here. And we're taking urgent climate action and learn more about it, again, to show that ESG and what the company is doing to help the environment and climate. Now, let's move to personalized bots. And again, there can be different scenarios for it. So this example here is as soon as the person starts opening the chatbot, it tells it, it tells them, hi, I see you've applied for a job with us. Are you inquiring about the status of it? And then the person answers yes. And Chatty Matty, our sample chatbot, is answering that. That's one option, but also it can maybe personalize based on the user's location and hence bring them only information for products that are available in their particular location, for instance. Now let's go see a third example here. And just before I actually go into that example, I want to tell you a what if scenario. What if we can bring a simpler way for people to actually do things? So again, going back to General Mills as an example, a user asks, I want to make chocolate chip cookies. Again, this is part of that awareness piece where General Mills, no one really goes and buys from it because it's a B2B site, but people usually go to grocery stores to buy the products that General Mills provides, like Cheerios and like their cookies and so on and so forth. But what if a user asked ChatGPT about how to make chocolate chip cookies and it would answer using General Mills? So it would use ingredients from their own products. And not only that, it would also add it to Instacart for them. So let's see that in action. So I say here, I want to make chocolate chip cookies. It's answering me with all the ingredients. Again, it's using General Mills information to do that. And hence, it's able to bring it with that ability to sell your own products. And then it asked me, would you like me to add these ingredients to your shopping list? And I said, yes, please. And it took to Instacart and added it for me. So this is that cart ability where even though General Mills does not sell on its own, it can integrate with Instacart in a very seamless way like this, so that users can not only find their ingredients or the recipe, but also kind of pushes them to the next step with the purchase itself. Thank you for watching. And please subscribe to learn more about other examples and use cases and business use cases for ChatGPT in our work really and in different business scenarios.